Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Infinite Crypto Cruisers. This is Brad Varnell, and this is the Infinite Crypto YouTube channel. And today I am excited. I've got a super special guest on the show with me. This gentleman knows NFTs in and out, backwards and forwards. He's one of the guys that I go to when I've got a question about a project. In fact, just a couple of weeks ago, I sent him a text and said, "Hey, man, what do you think about this meme world NFT project?" And he went and did some research on it, came back, gave me kind of a green light, said it looked good. So, folks, I'm super excited to have Justin Brown on the show today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Brad, I'm excited to be here. I appreciate you giving me a platform, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So, folks, I know that most of you are probably new to the channel. You haven't seen me before if you're coming from Apex. So this kind of show, this is a special show for an elite business group, an elite group of individuals that Justin and I are part of called Apex Entourage. And so we wanted to kind of give some value back to the group because Justin and I have received an immense amount of value from Apex. And one of the ways that we decided that we could give back was to kind of share some of our expertise. Both of us understand that right now the markets are crazy. There's, the fear index is probably one of the lowest numbers that it's ever been. You got a ton of people that are running for the hills, selling off their crypto, getting out of the market. And, we wanted to kind of give you guys some hope because Justin and I both see the long term. We're both in it for the long term, not for what's going to happen in the next week or two, but what's going to happen in the next 2 to 5 to 10 years. And so, folks, if you're here from Apex, welcome. And, just excited to answer any questions and that type of stuff that you might have. But let's, before we get into that, I want to just kind of give you the mic, Justin. Why don't you just tell people a little bit about yourself and how you ended up getting involved in the NFT space?
Okay, yeah, thanks. So I always tell people NFTs really can be for anyone and everyone if you want to take the time to learn. I'm not really a technical analysis guy, a crazy long financial or crypto background. I'm in sales. I went to work at Verizon about a year ago, a little over a year ago. I was doing well, making pretty good money for myself at Verizon. And I was like, I need to find something maybe to make more money, something that's fun, something that I can understand. And I went through a couple of different ventures, and I found NFTs. And it was like the community sense and the friendly vibe and things like that really attracted me to it and made me want to learn more about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're probably, you're kind of humble and you probably don't want to talk about some of the success that you had. But if you don't mind, I know that you turned one of our mentors and, one of the people that we really have a lot of respect for, Ryan Stewman, onto a couple of projects. If I'm mistaken, correct me, but was one of those projects a Bored Apes project? Was it the Mutant Apes or Bored Apes?
Yeah. So Ryan and I, we've talked plenty about NFTs and different projects, and yeah, I have instructed him a little on different projects and things that he should invest in. And Ryan's his own guy too, so he's a smart guy. He makes smart moves, but I help him out.
Yeah, absolutely. Wasn't one of the projects that he talks about in Apex that he spent around $30,000 on? Wasn't that one of the projects that you
Yeah,
kind of turned him on to?
the Mutant Ape Yacht Club. Yep.
Yeah, and that turned into what, a little over $100,000 for the
Yeah,
NFT.
so, I mean,
Plus, he got the airdrop. He got the ape tokens.
right. So what you're referring to, that would be a airdrop from Yuga Labs. They are the creators of the Bored Ape Yacht Club collection, NFT collection. And one thing that they did for their holders, they issued them an airdrop, which is if you guys know what an airdrop is, essentially they just gave him some token, and the token was ApeCoin. And because Ryan had a few apes, he got a nice size airdrop. I don't remember the exact monetary amount, but he did. He got an airdrop. It was nice.
I remember because he talked about it after he sold it. He said he basically was able to sell his airdrop for $100,000 just for the free coins that he got. And he still owns the NFTs as far as I know. And he's holding them, for the long term. Real quick here, let's go over to the chat. I want to give a shout out Haydar Malik, thank you for being here. This gentleman is on just about every live stream that I ever do. We've got Jay Crypto Minded, super intelligent guy, really a great part of the Infinite Crypto community. Has turned me on to a lot of different projects and is always helpful. And then I noticed my beautiful bride. Hi, Deanna. My wife is on here. She likes to keep an eye on me because I'm pretty good at missing some of the comments and some of the questions. So she'll kind of keep me in line, make sure that I don't miss anything. So, folks, before we go any further, I just want to give you a little bit of background on myself. For those of you that don't know me, I'm an entrepreneur at heart. From a very young age, my father owned his own business my whole life, and he always taught me to go create and be striving for financial future freedom. He always said, a lot of people have time and a lot of people have money, but very few people have both. And so that was kind of what he was always striving for. He never liked the 40-40-40 plan, which is where you go to work for somebody else for 40 hours a week for 40 years of your life to probably, retire off of about 40% of what you weren't already making it on. So when I got to adulthood, I started looking for ways to create that freedom in my life, from starting businesses to sales jobs to network marketing was one of the ways that I really put a ton of effort into. And I just hadn't quite got over the hump. I never really made it over the hump. And literally crypto came into my life about 5 years ago. I had a gentleman that I had a lot of respect for, a guy that was a close friend, and he was actually a business mentor that was he was in my upline of one of the network marketing companies that I was involved with that I had done pretty well in, and he had done extremely well in. And he was begging me to get involved in crypto in 2017, Justin. He was buying Ethereum at $9. He was getting into a project called Neo, which back then was called Ant Shares, which was worth about a quarter. And long story short, I kind of stood on the sidelines and watched him do his thing. And he turned $9,500 into $2.2 million at the end of 2017, going into the 2018 bull run. Ethereum shot all the way up to $1,400 at its peak. That little coin that was a quarter, Ant Shares, Neo, went all the way to $196. He owned 5,000 of them. I saw it in his wallet because after we got started and he was mentoring me, we were sending some tokens and stuff back and forth. And as you know, if you know somebody's wallet address, you can kind of see what they have. So I saw his 5,000 Neo. So just that one investment was worth almost $1 million at $200 a token. Long story short, I jumped in. That got me excited. I could wrap my mind around that. I could put my time and energy into that, where the stock market being something where I was looking at investing and maybe making 5, 10, 15% a year and being able to retire 30 or 40 years down the road just didn't appeal to me. So I dove into crypto head first and really immersed myself in it. And then I got slaughtered. Like right now, what we're experiencing is exactly what I experienced right after I got involved in the crypto market. So for those of you that are a little nervous to be jumping into the crypto market, you're seeing everything get crushed off. You're watching the news and the FUD out there where people are talking about Bitcoin going to zero. One of the advantages that I have is that I've been hearing that for 5 years. And I also, through my research, realized that back in 15 and 14 and 13 and 12, they were talking about Bitcoin going to zero too. So fast forward a few years, and I was lucky enough to, I try not to use the word lucky because really luck didn't have anything to do with it. It was just hard work and then the belief. One of the things that I did right, because I did a lot of stuff wrong, but one of the things that I did right was I was able to hold everything that I'd bought during those years, even though it was getting beat down, and I ended up down 75 to 95% in a ton of my positions. I kept holding, and when everything turned around and we started heading back up towards the end of 2020 and into 2021, it was just life-changing the way that the funds came flooding in. So unfortunately, my mentor passed away back at the end of 2019, and he didn't really get to see the fruition of his dreams. He knew it was coming, part of the reason that I didn't get scared out of crypto was because of his belief and the way that he explained blockchain technology, the power behind cryptocurrency. There's so many people that just think crypto is this just magical, nothing that's, you can't see it, you can't touch it, you can't feel it, it doesn't really exist. The only value that it has is because people are speculating on it, but that's, nothing could be further from the truth. Blockchain technology is going to totally revolutionize our lives over the next 5, 10, 25 years, the same way that the computer and the internet did over the last 30. So his belief kind of kept me in. And so this YouTube channel is designed to pay it forward, to help the hardworking single moms out there, the moms and dads that, two job income families that are struggling, even with two people working 50, 60 hours a week to make ends meet. This channel is designed to give you a little bit of hope and hopefully show you the path to maybe be able to create some life-changing wealth over the next 2 to 5 to 10 years. So that's a little bit of my background. If you haven't been on the channel before, I just wanted you to get to know me a little bit. But at this point, what are your thoughts on the market, Justin? How are you? Are you buying anything? Or are you just kind of holding off and watching things? What are you doing right now?
Yeah, so the market itself there's one word for it to me, it's just crazy. It's crazy, and it's hard to judge where the bottom is. So you DCA, and you just continue to buy, but then it's just like it's still going down. So what I'm doing and what I've been doing recently, I'm not as much. I'm not to say I'm having fun, because we've been losing money. It is what it is. The market's down, right? But at the same time, I've been investing in small NFT projects, kind of what people might call maybe a pump, that pumps for a couple of days, and I try to get in and get out and kind of make ends, not to say make ends meet, but pretty much kind of make things still go as we're getting crushed with, the way the market looks.
Makes sense. So do you kind of feel like at this point that the cryptocurrency market and the NFT market they're correlated, but at the same time, there is opportunity in the NFT space if you're looking to do stuff on a shorter time frame?
Yeah, so they definitely correlate as far as long-term prices go. But in NFTs, the thing with NFTs, there's new NFT projects that drop almost every day. So if you do your research and you use the tools that you could use to find these projects that drop, and you get the what I call alpha, you get the information that it's going to go up in value, then hey, maybe if you can make an investment and sell it the very next day or even that same day, and hopefully make money. But just like anything else, you never know what could happen. Right. For the most part, it's once you get a good hang of it, and NFTs, it's not that hard, honestly.
Awesome. So where would you send the viewers if they wanted to start doing a little bit of research and educating themselves? Do you have any, go-to websites? Like for me, I really love CoinGecko.com if I want to research a token. Right. Hop on there, look at its price, its all-time highs and lows, be able to look at its social media accounts and stuff. What about you? Do you have any kind of go-to places that you like to kind of start out at?
Yeah, so I have like a full process, but from if you were just starting and you don't know much about NFTs, I would tell you like your base place and where you need to go is Twitter. Twitter is where everything happens. That's where every information that you're going to find, anything that's happening in the space in real time, all the news will be reported to Twitter. And it's as simple as going in there. If you're like, where do I go on Twitter? Well, go to the search bar and type in NFTs. Just type it in, and you'll see accounts with 50,000 followers, 60,000 followers, and you'll see them maybe with a Bored Ape profile picture or a CryptoPunk profile picture, and you can read their bio, and it might say NFT Space since 2018. Give them a follow. Start watching them. Start see what they do. They retweet things, and then you can find people. The space is huge, so just start following people. That's literally where you start. And that's where you're going to find literally everything. Everything. That's where I've found everything.
Awesome. So as you guys can see here, Justin Brown and his Twitter is @JBTime. @JBTime. Go give Justin a follow, because he's putting out some amazing content on his Twitter. And if I understand when we were talking, you've been actually giving out some free NFTs to your followers, haven't you?
No, yes, I have. So I can't talk too much about it, but I'm starting my own project.
Awesome.
So and that's part of my marketing, just giving out some free NFTs, every week or so. So if you want to give me a follow on my Twitter and enter into any of my giveaways, they're there. I actually have a giveaway that's ongoing right now that you can still enter. It ends tonight, actually, here in a couple of hours. So you're still eligible if you'd like to. Just follow me at JBTime, JAYBETIME. It's on the screen.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's exciting, man. I definitely hope that some of these folks decide to do that. The other cool thing about this too, folks, is once you're on his Twitter, you can kind of see who he's following. So that's another great way for you to follow some bigger accounts. If he's following somebody and they got 40, 50, 60,000 followers, then you can be fairly certain that it's somebody that is worth following yourself. So you can get on his Twitter and then kind of go through who he's following and maybe find some other folks, to follow and create that space. So as far as cryptocurrency tokens, do you have any? It sounded like you like Ethereum. Is there anything else that, even whether you own it or not, that you're kind of looking at maybe potentially buying if prices go down any further?
So yeah, I am an Ethereum guy, and what's crazy that you'd ask me. I just got off a call with one of my friends, and he is big on XRP. For many reasons that are kind of that's different. And I'm gonna have to do some research myself. I'm not saying go buy XRP because I don't know. I literally just got off the call maybe an hour ago. Awesome. So I want to do my research, but in real time, this is me telling you it could be an option. It might be something that I might buy into later tonight or tomorrow. I just have to do some research on that.
I love that. That is definitely a token that I own and that I've actually been buying recently. I have a bankroll challenge I'm doing where a community member put up $10,000, and the rules of the challenge are I can do anything I want with that $10,000. I can buy, sell, I can short the market, I can long the market, I can use leverage, with the agreement that if I lose the 10,000, I'm going to pay them back $5,000. This is somebody that I know personally a little bit too. So it's not just some stranger, but so they trust me. But if I turn the 10,000 into 100,000, I get to keep 25,000. And then if I lose it, I owe him 5,000. That's so I have some skin on the line and I'm not just doing stupid stuff. But XRP is one of the tokens that I've put into that portfolio. And I definitely agree with you that as a long-term hold, the things that I'm seeing on XRP is it's an foregone conclusion that they're probably going to win this lawsuit. At the very worst case, they're going to do some type of a settlement where they get a little slap on the wrist and they're back in business. So yeah, I like XRP. I'm glad that you brought that up. I trying to remember Buckslayer. Welcome to the channel. Are you in Apex Buckslayer, or have you found the channel through something else? Is there anybody on the live stream from Apex that wanted to ask any questions? Everybody that's on the live stream is obviously more than welcome to answer questions, but I really wanted to give us a little bit of special time. If there's anybody from the Apex community here, this show was kind of for you guys. Of course, the other people from the Infinite Crypto YouTube community are some of them are coming in too. But if there's anybody from Apex, I would love to hear from you if you have any questions. And as far as that goes, anybody that has any questions, feel free. Until somebody comes up with a question, I'll talk a little bit. So one of the things that I'm doing is I am dollar cost averaging into like Polkadot. I really like Polkadot. You can earn some amazing interest while you hold it. And so that is a project that I think is going to do very, very well over the upcoming years. There's a lot of Ethereum killers out there. I don't necessarily know that anything is going to kill Ethereum, but I do like Polkadot, Matic, Solana, Avalanche, some of those that do have their own blockchain and that are competing, but I think there's enough kind of market share out there, for everybody. So, but I'm with you, Just. I'm kind of sitting back. I think that there's still some more pain. What do you think? Do you think we've kind of bottomed out, or do you think that we're going to see some more pain before we're through?
So yeah, I definitely think it's on the way where it's going to keep going down. That's just what I think, and then that's only based off of what I've heard. And that's that. I wanted to talk a little bit more, and you might be able to help me,
Sure.
actually, since you're invested in XRP. Do you know about what's going on the 30th of this month with them and some type of agreement that they have with banks and being able to transfer funds using XRP's network that it's like supposed to go through on the 30th, and then something else on the 4th? Like my buddy, like I'm not well versed, so I don't know. But that's what I'm talking about. I'm going to research, and from what he's telling me, like this is like a now type thing. Like if you buy now or buy in the next couple of days, some good things could happen here in the next couple of weeks.
I had not heard that. I know that that's part of their long-term plan. Jay down here says all rumors. So I don't know if anything has been announced concrete. But yeah, something like that would certainly spike the price. And even if it doesn't, and they are rumors and it doesn't happen yet, XRP is definitely a token that I would never tell anybody that they shouldn't buy. Just like Justin said, we're not financial advisors. This is not financial advice. This is just our personal opinion. And this is, all just for educational and entertainment purposes. So always do your own due diligence. Never take anybody's word for anything when it comes to investing your money. Never invest money that you can't afford to lose. And then my number one rule in crypto is never invest money that you can't afford to leave in the market long term. If you don't have at least a couple of years, don't put it into crypto. Here we have our first question, Justin. Do you think that coins like ETH, ADA, Matic, DOT will have the same returns in 2025 that they saw in 20 and 2021? Do you have any opinion on that at all, Justin?
I think I'll let you take that because I'm more like NFTs and maybe ETH only.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So Buckslayer, that's a great question. And I'm not 100% sure what you mean by the same returns, but as far as the multiples, the X's that you can get, I think it's going to be much better. I think that the next bull run that we experience will see Bitcoin running up to 100, 150, 200,000. I was just watching a YouTuber today that was talking about the potential for Ethereum to eventually reach an $80,000 per coin price. And I'm not going to go into all of the details and why he thought that was possible, but it made sense to me. But so, yeah, I mean, you're looking at, even if he's wrong and Ethereum only runs up to 25,000, that's a 25x. Polkadot is sitting at about $7 right now, roughly. And I would say that I believe that Polkadot can be a $200 to $1,000 token over the next 2, 5, 10 years. So will it get all the way to 500 or 1,000 during the next bull run? Nobody knows. But I'd be very, very comfortable saying that it's going to probably get up to a minimum of 150, 250 during the next bull run. So you're looking at a 20, 25, 30x. Matic, I think, is in the same range. So I think Matic was beaten all the way down during the last bear market to about 2 or 3 cents. And it ran, or no, that was ADA. That was Cardano that was beaten all the way down to 1, 2, 3 cents. And it went all the way to, $3. So it had, 50x, 100x, somewhere in that ballpark. Will these tokens see 50x's and 100x's? I think they're probably a little bit too high up the market cap to really be excited about them or wanting to, bet that they're going to do 100x in the next bull run. I would say they're easy 100x's if you're willing to wait 5 to 10 years, but I would say 20 to 30 to 40x's in the next bull market, Buckslayer. What do we got going on here? What's your view on non-ETH NFTs? Do they have a future? So that's a great question. I'm glad that he brought this up. I've been on Around the Blockchain a couple of times lately, and the host of Around the Blockchain is a guy named DZ that owns a YouTube channel called NFT Alpha, and he's really heavily invested into the C NFTs, the Cardano NFTs. I know that Solana has been launching quite a few NFTs. What do you think about those other platforms and their NFTs?
So I've always been pretty much solely on Ethereum NFTs. And I'm not saying that it is the end all be all, but it's just like what has been so far, what has kind of been the leader in the space. And I'm big on just pretty much following the leader. So I'm not going to say that Solana NFTs or Cardano NFTs or any other NFT blockchains, they won't last and they won't be good. Just me personally, I stick to ETH.
Okay. The fees on Ethereum haven't really affected your ability to make money?
Not really. I mean, fees on Ethereum are higher, but I mean, they're not that bad. I mean, you go and list an NFT or pay a gas fee of maybe $2 or something like that, or $6. It's really not that bad. There's certain times you have to be educated on like when and when not to maybe transact on Ethereum. But yeah, if you do it at the right times, gas fees aren't that bad. And then two, possibly with the ETH 2.0, that the gas fees could go, I mean, way down. Right. We'll see how that goes. I've been promising ETH 2.0 for a long time, but we still haven't seen it yet.
Nice. Yeah. So real quick, while we're waiting for our next question, how long have you been involved with the Apex Entourage, and what would you say to the people that are watching this as far as, maybe recommending that they go take a peek at it and the value that you've received from being involved with it?
Okay, so really for everyone, Apex is different. I've seen people pretty much turn their life around. I've only been in Apex for about 5 months, and I've literally not say turned their life around as in it was going bad. They joined Apex because they were doing well in life, and then they just did like even better. So like for me, it was pretty much like the same thing. I consider that I was doing okay. I was in sales. I was doing well at my sales job, but I was looking for more, and I wanted to do better. And Apex did that for me. There's plenty of different resources that you can use to pretty much become the best version of yourself. It's highly recommended. But like I said, everyone has different paths that they go down. They have different tiers of levels that you could join, all the way from just anyone, regular guy like me. I don't own a business or anything like that, all the way up to the executive level, high level business owners that come together.
Awesome, man. Thank you for that. I love the thing I love about Apex is all of us always hear that, like if you hang around 5 rich people, you're most likely going to be the 6th, and vice versa. If you hang around 5 people that are doing nothing in life and sitting on the couch eating Doritos and playing video games, you're probably going to be the 6th. So the thing that I really love about Apex Entourage is it allows us to level up. It allows us to spend time with people that are winning in life. So that's one of the things I don't talk about all the time on the YouTube channel. But one of the things I'm huge on, and a lot of my community knows it, is I'm always talking about mindset. Like in crypto, anybody can get lucky. Anybody can, jump into Shibu at the right time and maybe make a bunch of money, or, even, buy an NFT, get lucky, buy one NFT and have it, skyrocket up and make a bunch of money. But the whole purpose of this channel is to not help people just make a bunch of money, but it's to help them create the mindset to keep it, to have it long term. As we know, the athletes and the movie stars and a lot of people that make hundreds of millions of dollars end up broke. So money is definitely important, but how to handle it, how to use it, how to keep it is such a huge part of the equation. And I think that being around people like the people that you end up meeting in Apex is, an amazing way to do that. And, just so you guys all know, Justin and I get nothing for talking about Apex. We don't have a referral links. We're not making any type of a commission if you were to join Apex. We just love it and have seen the value in our lives. Does anybody else have any questions, folks? If not, we've been kicking it for about 30 minutes. And if we don't have anybody that's got anything else that's, that's on their mind, any other questions, and I think we'll consider, hopping off and enjoying the rest of our evenings. It's definitely been a pleasure. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule, Justin, to, to come and spend with us. And let me get rid of this dilemma content and then go back over here real quick so people can see. So once again, you got Justin Brown at JB Time. Is that the only social media that you really want to send people to? Do you have any place else that people can?
If you want to add me on, if you want to add me on Facebook, I'm active on Facebook as well. That's my name, Justin Brown. My profile picture is an Ape Gang NFT. It's like a pixelated monkey. There's plenty of Justin Browns, but if you type it in and you see like I said, the pixelated monkey, that's me. I'm mutual friends on Brad's friends list. So if you're friends with him on Facebook, then you can find me.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't, for the most part, I haven't done a ton on Facebook, but let me share this here, folks, real fast for you. If anybody wants to connect with Justin, this is what his Facebook looks like. So you can see there, Justin Brown, like you said here, he's got the pixelated, so you won't have too much trouble finding him if you would like to connect with him there on Facebook. So with that, folks, thank you all so much for being here. And we're going to probably do this next week again. I'm not sure if Justin will be able to make it, but I'm kind of going to do this show for the Apex family for the next, 2 or 3 or 4 weeks. And so I look forward to having you back on the channel again sometime soon. Once again, you mentioned the project that's in the works, so we're not going to go into that too much right now, folks, because it's pretty new. It's in its infancy stages, and it really wouldn't be fair to really talk about it at this point. But once you get that project a little bit further along in the cycle, I definitely look forward to getting you back on the show and giving all of my community the details. So with that, God bless you all. Have a great night, and we will see you again real soon.